All right, everybody, welcome to another Paranormal Highway. Today's kind of different. Today's a little different. We're not talking aliens, UFOs, or Bigfoot. Doesn't mean we're going to jump on those subjects. It doesn't mean that at all. But we're going to talk about movies that supposedly accidentally told the future events, and some movies that kind of told us what the future's going to be like. We didn't even know what direction we're going into. We got the Dr. Wu on, and everybody, you guys all know Danny's got all those comics. Danny on his channel plays a lot of these old clips movies. So I know Danny's got a lot of movies that we're not even thinking of that predicted the future. So kick back, relax, and go to the bathroom real quick, get some popcorn, because after the intro, it's time to get real on the Paranormal Highway. Guys, the truth is out there, and sometimes some of these movies put some truth in them. So some people say that they know some of the stuff that's going to be happening, and they decide to put in the movie first. I mean, who knows? There's so many different theories. None of us really, truly know. I got a couple website pages of a list of movies too that we're gonna go down, and we're gonna talk. To Dr. Wu and Daily Dan, maybe they have some individual movies that they say that the future is in it, it predicted it or not. And so we're going to start off. We're going to start off. I'll start this off because I actually do have one video. And it's a movie that it's not on nobody's list. And I sit here today, I'm like, how do you make a website list of movies about the future and you don't have this one movie on there? I mean, it blows my mind. This movie stars Tom Selleck and actually has Gene Simmons as the evil guy. I'm talking about the 1984 movie, The Runaway.
Yeah, Runaway.
How does the Runaway movie that had a drone fly in the movie, had heat-seeking missiles in there, it had futuristic. So I did find the video. It's called The Technology of What's in the Movie Runaway. So this is going to be kind of fun and kind of cool to see some technology they put in the movie. And guys, just in case, this movie does have a copyright where they get all the ad commercials. I don't give a shit. But just in case, if it times out the show, it does come back on in a minute or two. Just giving you a little warning. Don't turn the channel. Don't leave. Because sometimes, Bob, sometimes you play a certain video, especially that has movie clips, they like to shut it down. I think they did it to us on that one B movie that they should beg us to show it.
The Stuff.
They should be begging us to show it. But they timed out the show because we show a clip from the movie The Stuff. They should be begging us to show clips from that movie. But here is the technology
to show clips from that movie.
But here's the technology of the movie Runaway.
Welcome to another video.
Today we're looking at the technology of Runaway. Runaway is a 1984 science fiction film starring Tom Selleck, Cynthia Rhodes, Kirstie Alley, and Gene Simmons from the rock band Kiss.
Who's the villain?
Yeah, he's the bad guy. It's about a futuristic police department that's responsible for dealing with runaway robots. And at a glance, it seems very forgettable. Just a standard cop movie with the typical angry police sergeant, hero cop with a tortured past, a new partner who is learning the ropes, and some cheesy looking 80s robots thrown in. But if you look beneath the surface, there's a lot more here. This is a Michael Crichton film. That's the same guy behind ideas like Jurassic Park and Westworld, so a lot of his work is about predicting the future and forward thinking. We thought we'd check in with Runaway and look at how some of the predictions from 35 years ago turned out.
Let's see.
One thing they got right was drones. These little drones are everywhere. Except
Remember that, Bob?
Yeah.
The drones, and it was like when you watch that movie where they took the drone, it goes into the house to find the killer, the baby. I mean,
they got that now. That's exactly what it looks like.
And now, a lot of these UFO sightings people have are drones.
They are drones, especially I've actually looked into the round ones, the balls, and everyone's like, "No, those balls can't be drones." I say, "Yes, they can." Somebody sent me all the information.
I will continue. I will continue the video in a second. Sometimes I like to put pause on a video to make sure they don't turn the show off. But the town of Des Moines, Bob, I don't know if you know this, during the 4th of July show this year, Des Moines had no fireworks. The whole show was all done by drones.
Yeah, they did the same thing in China and Japan and all those other places, and it looks so good and so real.
It might look good, but it takes the fun out of blowing some stuff up.
Yeah. And I guess the only way to try to determine if drones are not being used as UFOs is I guess you really gotta look at the speed, because there's only a certain speed that a drone can go. That's what we could buy in the market. Who knows what the military has?
Yeah.
But let's continue this.
they don't actually use the word drone.
Police are preparing a floater camera which will enter the house in an attempt to locate.
They use camera flying.
Yeah. Today we've got drones used by the government, drones used by private companies, and drones used by individual citizens. They have these things called floaters. Like you first see the floater camera, which works just like a modern drone.
Yep, we have that. Difference now, we have 4K cameras.
Then you see another drone releasing some tear gas later in the movie.
Yep. Military uses weapons on these drones.
Yeah.
There's also these smart bullets that autonomously pilot themselves from the gun to the intended target.
Look at this. You've heard of a bullet that has your name on it?
And Bob, tell people that the military has smart bullets, has heat missiles.
They have smart bullets,
That is not. They could do that on that size if they wanted to. Very expensive.
Yeah, they have them. Yep, they got drones, smart bullets, and it keeps going. The whole show is correct.
Yep.
And then they also have these things called lock-ons, which I guess they're technically not aerial drones, but they're designed to lock onto these vehicles and blow them up.
Magnets.
And while they're not aerial drones like the drones we have, they're kind of similar in that they're kind of standalone little weapons run by.
This is a self-driving car. They did not have that, so they totally.
It's a go-kart. It's like a go-kart. I mean, it's not.
Less than 200 yards. Conditions are dangerous.
Another interesting development in the Runaway universe is robots have taken over a lot of human jobs, like constructing this building in the middle of the night.
And that's how that's changed the automobile industry and all that. It's all done by robots. People being replaced by robots. I mean, it's the amount that they're being replaced by robots is probably worse now than ever.
Oh yeah, artificial intelligence is in everything, even your refrigerator.
Yep.
Light bulbs. Your light bulbs have them now. You got like God, man.
Yeah, let's hear more of this technology in one movie.
Fear of this happening is something we see in a lot of news articles today. And in this movie, we have a couple of different scenes that address this.
You have a lot of robots here.
This is nothing. You should see the construction project over on Main. There aren't any people working there at all. There's hundreds of robots. No coffee breaks, no union hassle.
So what's the problem?
Even sex toys are robots.
Gone nuts. It's stacking where there's no place to stack.
Oh.
and
In
robots
addition to robots taking a
breaking
job, there's
down.
also the fear of them just taking over. And robot rebellion was not a new concept in sci-fi in 1984. But what I find interesting here is it's depicted in sort of a blue-collar utilitarian malfunction of nuisance robots. It's not like a grand scheme like Terminator where the robots are coordinated, and the police are pretty much just treated like appliance repairman. It's not that glamorous. Kind of like the way we look at AI sometimes.
Maybe modified. Anytime you change these things, who
Yeah,
knows how
cops
they
are not
behave.
like cops anymore. They're basically
Look at this self-driving
mechanics
car.
for these things.
It's interesting they have to show a robot there driving the car. Today we understand software, but back in '84, computers weren't that powerful.
Yeah, they got cars that can self-drive now.
Computer, play Papa Jake.
Talking to computers in sci-fi movies is nothing new, but in Runaway,
got
it is a lot more
Alexas, we got-
conversational, like our current smart
Yeah.
speakers.
Subject.
Employee David Johnson.
One moment, please. Allow me to search the records.
That is nothing new now.
And
Yep.
also like the speakers to today, they're also listening in the background.
Sure, what'd you expect? Well, it's no good to me.
Yep.
That is what you requested.
What do you want to know? Well, this Vectricon security project, what about that?
That information is classified by the company.
You keep quiet.
Do you wish to disconnect?
Alexa
How can
keeps
I find out
talking.
about this project?
Another thing they predicted was alternatives to passwords. Today we have texts and things to verify logins.
Also, the
Yes, that is so true. If you guys have like an Amazon store, Go Fast store, you go in there with your palm
Yeah.
and you pay for it by the thing scanning your palm. I don't
Yeah.
know if you guys even Whole Foods. If you got a Whole Foods, they got one that can just read your palm if you're connected it with the Amazon account.
Man.
So no eyes, no nothing, not the fingertip. You just put your hands up and it reads your palm and it knows it's you and it charges your account.
Wow.
I mean, it's
Yeah. That's where we are right now. That's exactly the truth. I mean, like everybody's house, like, people don't know, but when I used to stay with Eric for a short time, I was in England, I had to come back for like a couple of weeks and go back. I used to mess with his daughter. I used to piss her off because Eric has Alexa everywhere in the house. And once I figured out his daughter's favorite song, I'd go upstairs, I'd say the name of the song, Alexa, play this song. And I'd run back downstairs and she's like, Uncle Bob. I just go through Eric's house and say, Alexa, play this. And every direction of Eric's house, I say, Alexa. And I would just shout out the stupidest questions.
and if you tell Alexa to do something in her room, unless she has it unplugged, it'll do it.
It'll do it.
Alexa, in Violet's room, play this song. And now she has it unplugged. She don't have it plugged in. Because of that incident, she don't have it plugged in no more.
Well, I had to teach her the old-fashioned way. Alexa, I had your daughter's favorite songs. I would just
Nobody
have her
really
play.
needs one because your phone has a built-in this. Even now, even my TV downstairs or upstairs, I could just tell it what channel to turn to.
Yeah. Isn't that weird?
It is.
I mean, it's listening to you. When you go to your computer and you were sitting there talking to your wife or your girlfriend or your husband or whatever you're talking about, I was thinking about going to the boot barn and there was these particular boots that I want to buy. And all of a sudden, your kid is looking up on the computer, hey, Dad, there's a sale at the boot barn. And you're like, wait, how would you know this conversation? You were in the room. You didn't hear. Well, no, it's on my computer. What? So you were talking about it 2 rooms down about buying particular boots at Boot Barn, and your kid gets the on the computer.
How many times on this show that my watch will just go off and say, I will look that up for you or something? It's
yeah, it's there. It's here now.
It is. It's here now.
It is. Yeah.
There's a little bit more here.
The iPhone X has
Face ID.
yeah, Face ID.
And like everything else,
Yes,
in
the
this
phones
movie,
have
the bad
Face
guy
ID.
hacks their security. He has a little fake eyeball he uses to log into the computer. They didn't quite get this one right, and that we're not using retinal scans, but they did sort of predict the end of password.
Well, basically, he's using another person's eye as a password, so you can technically do that. So people could do that if you really took somebody's eye out and to get somewhere by using somebody's eye. That's true.
Yeah.
Oh, God damn it, dog.
In this movie, there are a ton of old school CRT monitors. However, we do see at least one simulated flat screen when Ramsey's son is watching him on TV. And the police use a couple of tablets for work at the crime scenes. They're kind of doing like a sketch artist type thing on this tablet.
Deep fake.
Degree in electrical engineering
Yeah?
from Caltech.
Yeah, deep fake.
Great.
And Luigi Bandini, degree in solid state physics from MIT. I figure these guys are high tech.
That's about it. This movie was a box office flop.
You know, that movie has so many different technologies, and it's not on anybody's list on these websites. Like, how do you not put? I mean, it has Tom Selleck, Gene Simmons played a really good evil guy in it.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, you know, they got that, you know, they take paintings now and they have that computer algorithm that actually brings the paintings to life, and they can talk and they can go 3D. And I'm like, whoa.
Well, they got AI that could take old pictures and regenerate it to make it look fresher and newer. I mean, there's so many.
Well, imagine. I feel bad for law enforcement now because it's got to be a nightmare. All of a sudden, someone's pounding on your door. The cops show up and they're taking you away, and you're like, "What am I going to jail for? You just robbed the bank." No, I did not rob a bank. Actually, I was working on my taxes right here, and then all of a sudden, like Anthony being a sidebar, you're like, "I got a tape of you at the bank, and here's you walking in with your beard." And this is 100% you. Like, dude, that's not me. I was at home. That's a generated computer image of me at the bank. You know, I think, how is law enforcement going to keep up with all the deep fakes? It's going to be sad.
Yeah. So let's go with Daily Dan. What's the one movie that you saw a lot of future stuff in?
You know, that was a really hard question when you asked me that. I had to rack my brain to think about it. I never come up with Runaway. I really didn't.
Nobody does. And it's like it has major stars in it.
It was like when you asked me the question, the only thing I think of was the 142 times The Simpsons predicted the future. That was the one thing that kept getting stuck in my mind was The Simpsons, because they even right down to Donald Trump being president was on The Simpsons. But when it comes to movies, it's a whole different ball game.
Well, we could do movies, TVs, doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
At first, I thought about maybe the older movies like 2001: A Space Odyssey, which was the first time you saw an interactive computer like HAL, where you could talk to it. And
of course, that's on the list.
Precursor of Alexa.
What are you doing, Dave?
You know, and they actually had tablets in that movie too.
What are you doing, Dave?
It's come out way before Runaway.
What are you doing, Dave?
Exactly. But another one, the one that really got me was the movie Face Off.
Oh,
because you see the people with the faces, and
that's
now they've actually got that technology to transplant faces. I saw an article, a video yesterday about the guy who got the first face transplant.
Wow.
Yeah.
Never even thought about that.
Wow, that's true too.
And then you got like the other movie that comes to mind is Blade Runner.
Yeah, Blade Runner.
Because that's the first time you see buildings being used as giant promotional TV screens on the buildings. Yeah. That didn't become a reality till way later. If you look at cities like Los Angeles and New York, you see that now. I could bring up the Back to the Future movies, but
that's on the list. And well, listen, hold on.
Because of a couple of things.
This. Back to the Future. I'm talking about Back to the Future Part 2, when they mentioned that the Florida baseball team won the World Series in a certain year, and during that movie, there was no baseball team in Florida. Then Florida gets a baseball team, and they really win the World Series in that year. That's freaky. I mean, talk about doing a prediction where a city didn't even have a team when it came out.
Yeah, I question a lot of things now. You know, I'm seeing too many things that was at one time literature or entertainment or drama or comedy or whatever. And now it's coming true, like in real life. I'm like, no. All these weird things are coming to pass now, like literally, not just in movies, but like Eric says, in everything, in literature, in music. I'm like, how is it this place is just reenacting everything that's been reenacted? I don't like it.
Another one. I see the Jim Carrey thing for the Truman Show, and we all know
that's on the list.
Truman predicted more or less the real life TV show thing. But there's another Jim Carrey movie called The Cable Guy.
That's on the list. That's on the list.
He stands on this giant satellite dish talking about the way the future will all be linked up, and you can always watch movies on your phone.
That's on the list.
Obsolete.
I'll just show you guys their list. It says here of 17 movies that accidentally predicted the future. Where'd it go? Where'd this go? Here. Hold on. Running Man. Okay. Running Man predicted the future of reality TV because the Running Man, they took criminals. Now, this is the original Hunger Games, so people will know. The Running Man is they take criminals, and for them to have for their life to be saved, they have to win the game. And the game was televised on TV as like the first true reality TV.
Yeah. Well, then there was also Ed. Remember Ed with Matthew McConaughey?
Reality TV, yeah.
Yeah.
24-hour show. The Running Man recently was struck by how relevant it is now. The Running Man was brilliant, and they totally predicted many things in today's world. Even though the writers claim they were trying to initially be over the top with their movie predictions, but most all of it came true.
Yeah.
But like now, I've never really watched this movie called The China Syndrome.
Oh.
It says the China Syndrome is about reporters and a cameraman uncovering safety violations at a nuclear power plant that resulted in a near meltdown accident. One person noted that the movie came out 12 days before the partial meltdown event at 3 Mile Island.
Wow. Yeah.
That's really close to predicting the future, isn't it?
I know, right?
Wow.
I have to be honest. I never heard of this movie.
I saw that movie a long time ago. It's
a long time ago.
It's really bad. I mean, it's not good.
Of course, you knew The Matrix.
The Matrix.
I mean,
some
people say that. If anybody doesn't know, Face Off, there's actually going to be a remake.
Oh wow.
Yeah, and they say one of the Face Off is going to be Ryan Reynolds, and I think the guy who plays Thor. I think.
Of course.
I know.
The guys. Of course.
That's the rumor.
They're never new actors.
I take every good movie and remake it into a piece of crap now.
Yeah, that's what they do. Yeah, that's just what they do now. Well, they got to ADHD it a little bit for the young people.
Well, some people say that the Matrix is real, that we are living in a Matrix. That's a whole topic in its own. So
yeah,
and humans are being used as batteries, and
I wouldn't hold your breath on that one.
Loosh, what they call it, loosh in the old mythology. It's called loosh.
You got to think about it. If people were going to create a fantasy world like the Matrix to live in, would the one we're in now be that one?
You know what, Danny?
Well,
I used to say that if the Matrix was real, I'm fucking pissed off because they can at least make me have a fancy life.
Yeah.
Why do I gotta live in a painful kind of world?
Well, that's the whole idea of the Matrix. You guys have got it wrong. Remember, the idea of the Matrix is for you to suffer because they want your loosh, they want your energy. So you have to be challenged. You have to suffer. And if everybody had a utopia, and then the batteries go dead. So Eric, you have to suffer to fill the battery up, and Staten, you have to suffer.
I can't remember, but the original
my batteries are really full, brother.
Well, good, your battery's full.
The original storyline in the Matrix, they weren't going to use humans as batteries, but the studio didn't like the script somehow. They made them change it where humans become batteries. So that was even the original story that humans were going to be used as batteries.
Well, it's Gnostic. It's basically Gnostics. It's the old Gnostic philosophies with they call that, what's her name, Sophia, and then there's the other god, the whatever of gods, and then they have to absorb your energy. Like they need your energy to survive, so you have to suffer. It's the same thing as recharging a battery. I mean, everybody has to pay the battery.
There's the cable guy. Exactly what Danny was saying right here. The Cable Guy is a funny movie that aged well. Jim Carrey's speech when he predicted the future is soon every American home will be integrated their television, phones, and computer. He also mentioned shopping from home, playing video games online in another country. Even though these were popular ideas at the time, everything expressed. So he predicted that everything is connected.
Yeah,
and it is now. Dude,
World Wide Web.
We're on YouTube. We're on a World Wide Web.
World Wide Web.
Us through their phones, tablets. Yeah. I mean,
just to point this out, that I'm sitting here doing the live stream on a tablet, watching the chat on a cell phone, while my ignorant grandkids sit in another room watching this on TV, making a lot of noise. Hint, hint.
World Wide Web.
And I beyond that, I still think to this day that the cable guy is very underrated. Maybe because I was a cable guy.
Yeah, you were a cable guy.
I was a cable guy for 15 years.
Yeah. Yeah, which is good because you knew a lot about the towers when they first came out, the mechanics of towers, and all the fun stuff. So as somebody who debunks all the stuff, I'm like, Eric, can you give me a little more education about the 5G on the tower? Is it in fact killing anything? Eric's like, no. It's impossible.
Don't even get me started on the 5G towers that are used to kill birds and stuff. And they're gonna put poison. Don't get me started on the 5G theories. Those are just so.
Eric's like, I've done the mechanics on them. I can explain you.
People don't understand the thousands of servers that internet goes through, different lines, different this, different city. I mean, it would have to be the most dramatic. You would have to get the whole world in on something.
Oh no, he's starting
pieces of the fiber, because fibers that it goes through are owned by different companies on different lines. I mean, it's just
Eric will go for hours.
It's like hours. I mean, it just okay. Let's go to the next one. Let's go to the next one. Let me see here. Oh, that must be a commercial. Oh, there's the Truman Show that you're talking about. Now, I'm not going to get into the flat Earth subject, but a lot of flat earthers believe that the Truman Show was showing people that we live in a dome.
Yeah. Well, that's what it was in the Truman Show. He lives in a dome.
Yeah.
I mean, theoretically, we all live underneath the upper spheres and atmospheres, whatever. So we're all living in a bubble. You know, it's like, yeah, you guys are half right. I mean, you're right. If you say if you want to call it a dome, you want to call it a firmament, or do you want to call it electrical or magnetic spheres or whatever spheres you want to call it?
See, one of the predictions is the film follows a man named Truman whose entire life has been manipulated and broadcast as a reality show for millions of viewers wide. And if you think about it, what is exactly the news channels do? They manipulate the facts, the truth, to manipulate, to change it to what their culture is. Try to make you a believer on whatever they want you to believe in. You know what I mean? Like we're not gonna get to politics, but you all know CNN is Democrats, and Fox is Republicans. Yeah, and they'll manipulate a news story to fit their side.
Well, they've done that. They've done that experiment where they've people have hundreds of videos on where every anchor man or anchor woman says exactly word for word the same thing on an entirely different channel, same words on the teleprompter. So they're given a teleprompter and information, and all they do, they're just actors that read.
Yes,
they're good readers. That's it.
Yes,
that's it.
People don't realize that they read cards.
But how many different ways can you say a building burned down? Take that into consideration. When you got the people on different news channels basically giving you the same story, it's because that's what the fuck happened.
Yeah,
and a lot of news channels.
There's just so many different ways you can say the same thing.
It's true, and there's a lot of news channels. They don't tell you this, that not every news channel. They have a button where it's 10 seconds behind. So if you say something they don't like, they'll make sure that doesn't get out.
Well, we had that on these streams.
Like Anchorman. Remember how Anchorman, they played a joke on him and they were writing different things on the. I mean, there's a truth drop, right? That's 100% truth drop. Anchorman, where they put in these stupid words and he would just say them. He don't know any better. He didn't even think about the subject he's talking about. He just says whatever's on the teleprompter. And I'm like, this, president or I guess whatever, Obama, he was a teleprompter guy. So he sounds good because he reads the teleprompter. As in Donald Trump, he's actually technically kind of illiterate. He can't read or write. No, he can't read or write very well.
Oh man, that ain't even
I'm putting him down. I'm not smart either. I'm not putting him down, but he can't read or write very well. A lot of people with that kind of money as a child, they didn't have to go to school.
And Biden can't even see the board.
He can't even see the board. He's so old he can't.
Mine would trip over.
Remember, he would fall over. That's why I know it's all fake. I'm like, it's WWF wrestling, you know. I'm like, oh, who's the bad guy? Who's
Let's take the next one before
everybody
angry.
Now he's
here we go.
Rawu is comparing wrestling to politics and insulting wrestling.
It's all television.
Here's Minority Report.
Oh, there it is.
In Minority Report, law enforcement used the idea of pre-crime to stop criminals before they commit crimes. Throughout the film, we see future technology such as self-driving cars, which they have that now. Personal advertisements, which they have that now. Something we see today in the form of targeted ads. One film buff explained that the movie had a great insights into loss of privacy once we give up our data to every company around us. And they do that now. They spy on you now to make sure, they're looking at you through your computers, through your phones, through all that to make sure they know what you're doing, what you're thinking. So they try to.
This is important because this is written by a writer, Philip K. Dick. Philip K. Dick wrote this. He also wrote The Man in the High Tower, which is what you're kind of experiencing, and all these other wonderful. He also Total Recall. All these other movies, and Philip K. Dick actually did an interview in the 70s in France where he told people, and people thought he was insane, that actual characters from his books are coming to life. And he'd met a character from his book. Now, he sounds crazy, obviously, but he wrote this, and he wrote all them other movies. And I'm like, how is his stuff really coming true? Philip K. Dick, if you guys want to look him up, there's a 70s, 1973 or 74 or 77. No, I think it's 77. Anyway, he had an interview where he's talking about how his writings are coming true in the 70s. Like he's talking about what we're talking about right now in the 70s during a press conference in France.
Oh, I forgot to mention something. Danny, you're going to be proud of this. And you guys could actually go vote. I have a vote. Who is more handsome? You got Dr. Wu, Danny Stanton, you got me, and you got the Bigfoot. And now, Danny is beating the Bigfoot by 3%, 38% to 35%. Danny, right now, you are the most handsome man on this panel.
Well, I'll be taking over this one in a second.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure for sure.
I thought Bigfoot was gonna beat us all, but Danny's taking over the Bigfoot so far. 3%. Danny, you got a 3% lead over the Bigfoot.
There must be a lot of females watching.
Hold on. Yep. Joel, 3. All right, let's go to their next one. Wrong is Right in 1982. I don't even remember this one.
I don't remember that one.
Wrong is Right is a comedy made in 1982 that managed to predict quite a few things regarding terrorism in the Middle East. For instance, a commenter pointed out in the film predicted bombers in the Middle East and TV news turning into tabloid news. It also predicted Americans finding an excuse to invade the Middle East and attempt to destroy the World Trade Center. I've never
heard of this movie.
Oh, I'm having what they would call the phenomenon Mandela effect because this didn't exist.
Man. This is messed up.
No, that's Sean Connery, right?
I'm a big Sean Connery fan.
No, I've seen every one of Sean Connery's movies, even the bad ones.
I had too, man. I even set them all them old James Bond 07 movies from.
This didn't exist. No, I've seen all his movies.
Wait a minute, and then there's that movie where he's hunting the terrorist guy. Oh, and that's obscure, but what?
Oh no! I've never heard of this movie. You know,
I'm so glad because I'm like I never heard of this. I was embarrassed.
Was 82 when he was doing the Highlander movies?
In 82,
yeah, he did Highlanders, The Rock with Nicolas Cage.
Yeah. In them days, no, he didn't have this movie come out. Eric, this is the days that you and I looked at the television to see what cool movies are out.
Or we went to the video store to rent
the video store to rent a movie. We would see, we see our favorite actors. Oh, look, there's Bill Murray. Let's go see a Bill Murray movie. Sean Connery. Let's see the Sean Connery movie. Let's, there's always good actors.
Remember
No.
Yeah,
Remember
well, I didn't
that
miss no
Sean
Kevin
Connery
Costner
movie?
movies. I didn't miss no Bill Murray movies, and I didn't think I missed no Sean
Right?
Connery movies.
No
Remember
Sean
the,
Connery movies.
Remember the Sean Connery movie where he's in the middle of the forest trying to find a
Yeah,
cure for cancer with
Medicine
ants?
Man. Medicine Man.
Medicine Man.
That's
Yeah,
a great
no,
movie right there.
that came out around the same time. He didn't
And-
make this movie, so he's got a movie he's never made. No, I've seen it before. I've had people talk about a video I made, and I'm like, I didn't make that video. What are you talking about? What video? Like, Erica used to joke about like on social media, and there's like, Eric, look, I made a time machine. Eric's like, that's kind of cool. I'm like, yeah, but I didn't remember writing it. I didn't write it. I'm like, I have social media posts that I don't have any memory of. And it's
Sean
the same as
Connery
these
made it.
guys.
Oh yeah, that's right. Sean Connery's also in the end part of the Kevin
Oh,
Costner
he's-
Robin Hood movie.
Yes, he
Where's
is.
the-
I mean, I
He's
even
the
know
king.
Sean Connery movies where he did voice stuff, like the Talking Dragon movie.
Yeah. I am
Oh,
Dragon, or
yeah.
I am, or some weird.
We're gonna skip this one because we never heard of this movie.
Wow.
Here we
I
go.
gotta watch it now.
Yeah,
No,
I
I've
gotta
never
watch
seen
it
this
today.
one.
I watched it today.
I've
That's
never
a-
seen
now
Network.
that's a piece
It's
of crap.
1970s.
Oh, the Network. Yes,
Yeah,
I
so
watched
Network
that
is a film all about TV news. As a
Oh.
result, it ends up being accurate
Nailed
about
it.
the future of mainstream news.
one. Nailed it. Nailed
did.
it.
And you know what? I just learned, TV channels under a certain kind of a law they put in. I can't remember it, that every channel is supposed to play news, right? And the idea is the news will not be based on ratings.
Huh.
Even though that's out today, but we all know that the news channels aren't based on ratings.
They're all
not
based on
supposed-
ratings.
They're not supposed to.
They
They're
announce
not
it.
supposed to.
We're number one network. Are you? You're not supposed to be number one network. You're not supposed to be any number. You're supposed to
No.
just tell the news.
Exactly. And that's the law that is still put in place today. But we all know there's
It's
24
gone.
hours news channel. It's all about the ratings. If you mess up the
Ratings.
channel, you're fired. So it's crazy. That's a crazy world.
Yeah.
Let's go to the next one. Super Mario Brothers. Hold on. Now, people are like,
Okay.
Super Mario Brothers. Hold on. This is interesting. The 1993 Super Mario Brothers is considered one of the worst movies of all time due to the way it adapts the world of Super Mario. Now, first of all, people, it's 1993. You can't duplicate a video game, really. But
Huh.
one interesting point about the film is that it actually shows the Twin Towers being destroyed in New York.
Oh God.
It's weird how many films accidentally predicted terrorist attacks on American soil.
Yeah, like Eric, you and I watched a Tom Hanks movie, Monsters and Mazes.
Monster and Mazes.
And he, at the end of the movie, Tom Hanks has to go to the Twin Towers, and they're chasing him all around the Twin Towers, and I'm like, oh, look at this. it's like, really, this guy predicts all this stuff. Wow. Same with this one.
This could be a list of like the worst movies ever made.
Which puts it on my top list. It puts it on my
That's
top
true.
list. I like bad movies.
Oh,
I'm a B movie guy.
Bureaucracy.
I like bad movies too, but bad movies like the Praying Mantis or the Creature from the Black Lagoon.
Yeah.
Not bad movies like
bad.
Oh.
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
Speaking of crap, here goes another one.
Yeah, this is my
Idiocracy.
life.
So many people will talk about Idiocracy, predicted the world we currently live in. One movie fan said the movie Idiocracy predicted Trump. Another
Oh, God.
Idiocracy knew Crocs would be popular. Others claimed the most popular prediction in the film made is the people will get dumber in the future. I can't entirely agree with this. The reason people seem to be getting dumber is because social media and the internet are giving many people a platform to speak. But you know what?
Here, let's do a test. Let's ask anybody in the chat. Not only did you watch this movie, did you sit all the way through it? Has anybody even seen this movie?
I have seen it 100 million times, and I feel like him. That's why I always have to watch. I woke up in 16, and I'm like, I'm like him in the movie. I mean, nobody's smart anymore.
Well, Bob, this is the thing. But Bob, this is the thing about social media.
Yeah.
There are a lot of smart people.
Yeah.
Smart people don't sell clicks and views.
Yeah.
Young people sell clicks and views. Look at that lady who's on the airplane thinking she was sitting next to a reptile person.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's clicks
yeah.
and views. Are you gonna film a very smart, intelligent guy telling you some story and people are gonna watch it and get intrigued? It doesn't sell. Dumb sells.
It sure does. I'm gonna try to capitalize on it. That's why I'm giving up. I'm gonna capitalize on it. I'm
Look
just
at
gonna be
us.
dumb now.
People probably right now. People are probably saying, "Look at these rednecks," but they're watching us.
The sky is made of water, and that is the moon is actually made of cheese. And I'm going along with it now. I'm gonna wear a shirt that says the moon is made of cheese. I'm gonna win in Rome, man. Like this movie predicts what you should be. Like, just get along with everybody. No, the moon is made of cheese. I'm with you guys. Totally. You
What did you say? Same with that movie where Buddy's life is televised. Heard of it? Neve watched it.
Oh, you mean I was talking about
never watched it.
Ed TV. Was that Ed TV he's talking about? Because Ed TV was another one with they following him around.
Yeah.
Yeah. Party at the Moon Tower.
Demolition Man.
Party at the Moon Tower.
And probably Sylvester Stallone's worst movie, honestly.
Demolition Man is one of the most memorable action films from the 90s. It is also filled with plenty of predictions about the future. One person noted the film predicted social effects we're seeing today, including too much sensitivity, government stepping on certain classes.
Yeah.
Well, you know, remember in that movie they give you tickets if you say something bad and all that, you know?
Yeah.
I'm sure they give you a ticket now.
Well, social media scores. Yeah, and China has it now. You have a social media score. People are starting to get, when you go for a job interview now, they actually go through your social media.
Yes, they do.
Yeah, they go through your, like, if I walked into a job interview, I'm not going to say the word because it's a family friendly show, but I am effed. I'm like, we watched your video, man, and we don't want you in this fucking building.
Oh, that's right. In that movie, Taco Bell wins the franchise war.
Yeah. Yeah.
If I saw your show, Dr. Will, you might get searched.
Oh yeah, I'm lucky I'm not arrested. Well, I probably was. I think I was. Anyway, no, man, this is true, man. Social media scores. I saw your video, and I don't like you. Okay.
Now here's one that really gets me, Eric. This movie, Repo Man.
Repo Man.
I remember seeing this movie like a few times back in the day. And I recently rewatched this movie, and now it's got aliens and all this weird truck stuff in it. And I don't remember that being there the first time I seen it.
There was no aliens in that movie. There's aliens in that movie?
Yes.
I got to rewatch this one now.
Oh, it's changed, man.
Well, let's see what it says here.
Oh,
wow.
wow.
Man is a movie 2010 where people buy artificial organs, which they could do that now, and can have those same organs reprocessed if they don't pay on time. Not only did it predict this sort of thing would one day happen, but it also predicted a future film. Let's hear this. According to one commenter, the film predicted there will be 10 Fast and Furious movies. This refers to a billboard in the background that says Fast and Furious X, which was released in 2023.
Oh, wow.
Now I'm talking about an alien. Now, in the movie Repo Man, there was a dead aliens in the
trunk of the car. That's one of my
Desert
Island favorites. That's one of my Desert Island favorite movies.
But Repo Man is a fantastic movie.
Repo Man is
seen Repo Man.
It's a cult classic that I could watch. I could watch it today. We could have a Repo Man party and everyone get together and just drink and watch Repo Man. They're the one with the Emilio Estevez.
So there's 2 Repo Man movies.
Yeah.
See, I haven't seen the remake thing.
Well, this is not. They took the name, but it has nothing to do with what this the context of this movie. Repo Man is just Emilio Estevez just repossesses cars. He's a repo man.
Yeah, that's what I saw.
Yeah. And then one of the cars he repossesses was an alien in the trunk from Area 51.
Yeah. I see, when first time I seen that movie, I don't remember that stuff being in there. I just remember a movie about a guy who repos cars.
Yeah.
Now when I watched it back, it's got freaking aliens in it and stuff.
Well, it's got an alien in the trunk of the car. Yeah. Well, you never see the alien. Yeah.
If everybody gets a chance in the chat, you should watch Repo Man because because the reason is because they didn't have money to to show product like real beer and stuff. So it was like, remember, it was like the beer was like white can.
Beer.
And it said beer because they couldn't use real product in the movie because they had no money for it.
One of the greatest movies ever made, ever. Period. I don't care who you are.
On the soundtrack.
Oh, man.
So terrific.
Oh, man. That soundtrack is amazing. I seen your mommy and your mommy's dead. I seen your mommy in a pool of red. All the greatest songs. All I ever wanted was a Pepsi. No, was it Coke or Pepsi? Pepsi. Yeah. Anyway, one of the greatest punk rock soundtracks ever made.
Suicide Tendencies. All I wanted was a Pepsi. But it initialized. Forget the word. Here's a cartoon, Akira, 1988. Many regards, Akira is the high-quality animation story most remember is predicting involving the Tokyo Olympics. A contributor explained one really specific one. I love Akira in the 2020 Olympics in Tokyo being canceled. Of course, the actual 2020 Olympics were canceled because of COVID. Oh, so in the cartoon it was canceled, and it got canceled in real life. Wow.
Well, also, the protagonist characters, as part of their gang, they had a pill on their shirts. They they took drugs, they took pills, and so they ran around with a pill. And I'm like, oh, that kind of predicts a lot right now. Everybody's on the medications. Everybody's on a pill. Everybody has a pill somewhere. Yeah, you probably had a couple today.
I wish I had one right now.
So that kind of predicted that too.
Yeah, but this is crazy. It predicted that it's going to be canceled 2020, and it really was.
Wow.
That's a good prediction.
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah.
I barely remember Akira though.
This
is the Back to the Future. We already talked about it. How the Cubs will win the World Series and all that, and this stuff really did happen. So we already talked about this.
Jules Verne.
2011 Contagion was
Contagion.
the best.
That's a pretty good movie right there.
Wow.
Yeah, it was the best and worst movie to watch. When the pandemic started, the commenter explained it as accurately how stupid we would be as a society if a global outbreak started. The only thing unrealistic about the film was that it was too optimistic about society overcoming a deadly pandemic so quickly.
Yeah, and he was taking an alternative. I did the same thing. I was all over Europe. I was living in a place where everybody had the virus, and I was taking I can't remember. It was a particular horse pill. They call it for horses. You take it if you're at a lake and there's parasites in the water. It's an alternative medicine. I was taking that like he was, and I didn't get anything. And I think Joe Rogan was taking. I can't remember the name of it. Not lisinopril. No, that's a heart blood pressure pill. There's another one. I can't remember what it's called, but it was a pill that God, man, even Joe Rogan was taking the same one. But anyway, yeah, it's exactly how he described it in this movie. Everything's the same. It was exactly the same.
Yeah. There's the other one, Outbreak.
Yeah.
Outbreak.
The Outbreak's is wonderfully better than all these movies.
Yeah, Outbreak was good.
Dustin Hoffman.
Yeah, and they're looking for that monkey, the monkey that caused it all.
Yeah, and they captured the whole town. If you try to escape, they'll actually have to shoot you down and stuff because they can't afford it to get out.
Yeah. Yeah, there was a primate running around that actually carried the virus, but he also had the immunities for the virus.
I've always said that people get all bent out of shape about this stupid flu, and they forget it's just a flu. If we ever have a real outbreak of something bad, that's when the stuff's going to hit the fan, because the flu's just a flu. But when you get Ebola, that's no joke.
Yeah.
You don't get vaccinated for that and it go away.
No.
Well, from my research, even going over Europe, and I even knew a doctor. I was going through all her papers and stuff, and I was like, the number one thing across the entire globe that everybody has a problem with, low vitamin D. When I talked to everybody, I said, what did your doctor say about anything? What was your vitamin D levels? Oh, they said it was low. I said, that's kind of weird, because the same thing in the United States and the same thing on these papers. Why is everybody's vitamin D so low? And that's the number one thing you need to prevent yourself from getting sick. It's for your immune systems. It's vitamin D. I always tell people you need to take a lot of vitamin D, because for some reason that sun is not giving you enough vitamin D, and your immune systems have dropped. So even the slightest thing like a flu virus can get people sick and kill them. Eric and I have relatives that have died from the virus. That's why we know it's real. They've died. And also the vitamin D was
it's not really the sun's not giving you the vitamin D no more. It's that people just don't stay out in the sun to get the vitamin D. They're always playing video games in the house.
This one's kind of stupid in a way because this one predicted, well, in the movie, it managed to predict that a Batman versus Superman film would happen. I mean, that's not a hard prediction. You can see it, an ad in the film. So in this movie, there was actually an ad for Batman versus Superman, which later in the years it came out. That's not a hard because I Am Legend is made by Warner Brothers, which owns DC.
Yeah,
so,
they already knew it. That's nothing.
Yeah, that wasn't.
That was a foreshadow.
Yeah,
it's not a prediction.
Metropolis.
Yeah.
As a film set in the near future, Metropolis manages to predict several things such as robots, cloning computers, and more. It also predicted video calling, but one person mentioned it wasn't too far off the idea with the new technology at the time, where telephones and wall-mounted projector screens.
Yeah, the one thing we didn't predict was sound because that's a silent movie.
Yeah. The good old-fashioned silent movies with the music being played.
I always wonder why they didn't go back and dub dialogue in it and make it look like they could talk and stuff. It'd be easy to do.
Yeah.
That's what you should do, Eric. You should take that Metropolis movie and redub it with the most stupidest dialogue you can come up with.
I'm sure it's been done.
This one has a few interesting ones because there's 30 movies that predicted the future in a weird way. And, of course, there's the 2001 Space Odyssey you mentioned where the AI and...
What are you doing, Dave? What are you doing, Dave?
Of course, Network was on here. Now, I forgot that Star Wars had holograms.
Yep.
And you could do that now very easily.
Yep.
I saw a concert yesterday on TV, and it was Elvis Presley, but it wasn't really him. It was a hologram.
Yeah, those are out now. They've got all those
Presley concert.
Yeah, they got those out now.
Yeah, it's very weird.
Obi-Wan Kenobi, your only hope.
That's called an Easter egg. Yeah, you're right. Some movies put Easter eggs of what's coming in the future. So
Obi-Wan Kenobi, your only hope.
Eternal Sunshine and the Spotless Mind.
Oh yeah, I saw that one.
Memories, especially one of the Heartbreaking Variety that used abuse, and they try to erase people's memories now.
Yeah. Wow.
Never thought about that one.
That was a good movie.
And of course, Terminator predicting robots to take over the world and stuff. AI. I mean, that's
I'll be back.
We're seeing that now in a lot of ways where
computers give them to me now.
What really got me about the Terminator, and this has always messed with me, Eric, is the Terminator's computer that takes over is called Skynet.
Skynet.
Did you know? And you living in England, Bob? Do you know what Skynet is? Don't you?
Well, Skynet went live.
Skynet is the computer system that runs the British government's military complexes.
Wow, it's like the Whopper.
It really exists.
It's like the Whopper in War Games. Is that War Games, Eric? Yeah, War Games. Yeah.
Connor Flynn.
Connor's in there.
Another movie that's not on either this list. It's kind of hard to believe too, because in 1982, you had the movie Tron.
Yes.
Where the AI was trying to take over and get rid of users and stuff. Try to get rid of people, lock people out with passwords, take over. That's being done now.
Well, yeah, you're playing the AI when you're playing these games.
AI.
You're playing the AI. You have to be smarter than the AI.
Tron belongs on that list to me of worst movies ever made.
I loved it. That's another one.
I did not like Tron.
Yeah, I like the original.
Not like Tron?
The original.
Wow.
I like the original. At the movie theater.
I thought it was over animated for the time.
Well, it was fresh. It was like something different. I loved it at the time.
Now,
I was like,
this is an interesting one.
Different
actually.
isn't always better.
Star Trek.
Yeah.
The Voyage Home. People are like, what? Star Trek, The Voyage Home?
Yeah.
He wishes his version of the time travel in the Star Trek sequel, which involves slingshotting around the sun in a stolen Klingon ship, make this happen, SpaceX, but we will settle for the one tech the movie did predict: transparent aluminum.
Oh yeah.
It didn't predict it; it created it.
Oh yeah. It was like when Superman went backwards around the Earth to go back in time. Remember how Superman went back in time?
Yeah,
he went backwards.
That scene fucked the whole movie up.
Christopher Reeves went back. He's like, I'm gonna fix the problem by going back in time. Christopher Reeves went back in time.
That pissed me off so much because
I would Eric on that one, man. That was some stupid stuff.
It pissed me off because now, like Superman 2, well, why not just go back in time now and stop the missile from hitting the glass when the 3 people get out?
Well, it did predict the multiverse. It did predict the multiverse because all of the DC universe, all the universes now include the multiverse. So you can say that Superman's stupid ass move to go backwards in time around the Earth did in fact predict the multiverse because he's changed.
No matter which universe you're in, it's a pile of crap in all of them.
Yeah.
I die another 2. Same thing about that meta about cloaking vehicles and cars. You know, they're getting better technology that's able to trick you to think something's cloaked.
They do have that.
Yeah.
I've seen that.
What about the Abyss? Understanding the future involves crew having their first close encounters, using a breathable liquid to help drivers survive at impossible depths. In recent years, several advances have been made to make versions of the tech in the movie a reality. In 2017, German research pushed the process of liquid vinization, a complicated but innovation testing process. So they're doing this now.
Like a liquid oxygen gel stuff. That is wow, man. Imagine that. It'll probably clean out your lungs too if you had problems. Has a lot of medical implications.
Dick Tracy talking to phones and stuff.
Yeah, his
Apple Watch.
Yeah, he talked to his watch.
That's not new. Ghost in a Shell.
Yeah, I watched a little bit of it. I didn't get through that one.
Ghost in the Shell was okay, and I liked Dick Tracy okay, but I think I liked it because Madonna was in it. I don't think I liked it because of the guy playing Dick Tracy.
Yeah.
Lawnmower Man. Look at this one.
Lawnmower Man.
Virtual reality got a sniff of shot in the arm. Thanks to the adaptation of a Stephen King story, VR graphics, VR. I mean, people got VR now in their house. You know,
highly intelligent.
Yeah, but the special effects in that movie was really, really horrible.
It was cheese.
It was. I seen better graphics on Shazam out this hour.
Yeah, you gotta. I'm a cheese guy. I like cheese.
But you're not gonna put big money in a Stephen King movie because they're not guaranteed like super hits.
Yeah, I'm a cheese guy. I know Connor's in there. Connor loves cheese. He's in cheese movies. Eric's a cheese guy. You got to be a cheese guy first. Yeah. You got to be a cheese guy to appreciate these. I mean, look, Eric, remember Attack of the Killer Tomatoes?
Oh, yeah.
Which was better than this.
I mean, the Attack of the Killer Tomatoes, doesn't that predict now, like, everyone's running around hiding from these alien fruits, alien vegetables, and round objects, and being attacked by weird things?
Well, of course,
I thought he was fixing to make a Bud Light joke.
Of course, you have my favorite, the one with all the machines come alive.
Yes! Who made who?
Yeah.
Who made
God
you?
damn it, what's that called?
It's got a total AC/DC soundtrack.
Estevez. They gotta fight machines. Guys, what is that called again? I forgot what it's called.
It's something's taking it out of my head because we know this by heart. Why is it taken from my head? Everyone knows about Emilio Estevez and another classic, and all these
Maximum Overdrive.
Maximum Overdrive. Holy cow! That he's in another classic that was coming true, kind of a thing. Yes, Maximum Overdrive, and one of the greatest soundtracks. He's in 2 movies, Eric, with fantastic soundtracks.
Well, if you really think about it, Skynet, Terminator is about the whole world connecting as one in a way.
Yeah, it predicted the way back then.
It was done by a meteorite, but then everything's coming alive, and the idea is to kill all people.
I think that should almost be on top of the list.
Yeah, it's almost pre-Terminator. What year did that come out, Maximum Overdrive? I gotta see.
80s, man.
What year?
That had to be like 91, wasn't it?
Oh, it's gotta be 80s.
89?
Maximum.
I don't remember what
Overdrive.
year.
Oh, God, man, when did that come out?
I remember that really cool truck, though.
Oh, yeah, with the goblin.
1986.
The Green Goblin.
1986.
1986. And isn't
I
that
thought
like,
it was older.
isn't that Green Goblin the same green alien that everybody sees? I mean,
Oh, that's Spider-Man, Green Goblin. you know.
yeah.
Of course,
Man.
we already said. Oh, the net with
Kind of,
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah,
there you go.
we knew that.
Yeah.
Total Recall. Oh,
Yeah,
the
of course.
self-driving car, which
Yep.
the Truman Show, Enemy of the State, where they're all spying on you. Well, that's been going
Enemy
on
of the
forever.
State is a brilliant movie with Jim
Yeah.
It is.
in it.
Dean
That
dead on.
movie's a movie that made me paranoid.
Yeah, and even Jack Black was in it, and I was like, "Hey, Jack Black's in this movie too, man. He's really good." I think he's in that one. Yeah, he's in that one. Yeah,
You got Mel.
you got mail. Yeah,
Oh,
you got mail.
The 2 stars me cute.
Yeah.
Let's see here. AOL email messages served as the beta version for how future dating apps
That's
and
it.
services like, oh, okay.
and if
Yeah.
you sit through You Got Mail, suddenly you got a headache.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's true because like I'm a traveler. I travel now, and all my friends I've basically from here forward I've met online. Eric, you and I only communicate online. So I'm like, only friends I have now are the onliners. So this
No,
is
man, I
right.
saw y'all walking through a cemetery a few weeks ago.
Oh,
Well, yeah.
War
Had
games.
to go
Now
visit.
think
War
about
Game-
War
The
games. The
Whopper
idea
computer.
is they're going to use the Whopper machine to play out war scenario to come out where we will win the war, which
Yeah.
they're doing that nowadays. That
Yeah.
they simulate with computers on how we can win a certain
Yeah.
kind of war. That's
And it's-
nothing new. It's
Yeah.
just in the movie they did a voice monitor thing that makes it talk, but the Whopper thing is not fake.
Yeah, and the Christians should like it because the name of the Whopper, they call it the Whopper as an acronym, whatever, but the actual name of the computer was Joshua, named after the key. Well, actually, the password and the name of the technically
Yeah,
is
the
Joshua.
Joshua is the kid of Falcon who died.
Yeah.
He created a back door where people could get into a locked server.
Yeah.
Not through the front door, where when they used the games to teach the computer on how to
Yeah.
win, there was
Yes.
a back door to that game, and that's how he got in.
And
Which-
Joshua is actually Yeshua if you don't say the name, so it's Jesus. So the
Yeah, they're
name of
playing
the computer
chess.
is Jesus.
No, it wasn't
and
chess. It was
plays chess.
checkers.
It was
And the idea is,
chess. It
If
was
everybody plays checkers correctly, nobody can win.
No, it was chess. Do you want to play a game of chess?
In chess. And at the end of the movie,
Yeah.
they use checkers because nobody can win if you play it right. Nobody can win checkers, and the best win is not to play the game.
The best way to it's not to play because checkers is always a cat's game.
Oh, I gotta hold on, right here, hold on.
Tick.
How about a nice game of chess?
There we go.
Of course, in my reality, we checkmated the queen, but apparently here it's always been the king. So I don't know how this Whopper machine would win. I don't know.
There's the Blade Runner, a
Blade
1982 flying screens on buildings and stuff, which they're doing all that now.
Yes.
That was one of my first ones that come to mind.
Yes.
Yeah. 100%.
Yes. Yep, that's it. And they have now they actually have synthetic cells. They're doing. I mean, everything was artificial. They just now. I got a message yesterday that they've mapped the Y chromosome, sequenced it 100%. The male Y chromosome. I'm like, wow, you've sequenced it. Fuck the entire Y chromosome. and they're making synthetic tissue and all kinds of one, and they're making all kinds of tissue now using stem cells. Like, oh, they're making ears, parts.
And Bob, let's not forget having sex with robots. They're like you said, they're making that stuff now.
They're making synthetics. Pretty soon you're going to have they're making artificial flesh. You know, and then in the future they'll become little gray aliens and have ships from interdimensionals, and we'll all call them aliens from other planets. But that's okay, you know, because they built the pyramids. Who fucking cares? I think SpongeBob did it, but who cares?
Oh, Videodrome. That's interesting. I wouldn't even thought about that. 1983 Videodrome.
Videodrome.
YouTube's deep bench of a user-generated content rivals the version Dipset here, while notorious director David went full Cronenberg, which in the tech cautionary tale and inspired. We're glad YouTube has yet to release videos on a portal for them that allows viewers to literally melt into their screens while watching them.
I remember that. You can mind meld into your computer. You can go into your computer. You can have smell vision. They have smell vision now.
Troopers. What's about this one? I mean,
Starship Troopers.
Modern media news outlets have achieved a level of type of messaging in recent years. Okay.
Propaganda.
Far days of broadcasting from the trenches of a war against giant space insects. Yeah.
It's like super propaganda.
Yeah.
Everything's based on propaganda. That's all. It's the whole movie.
Yeah, that was a good movie, though.
Yeah, it's a great movie.
It's a great movie.
I like
another classic.
Movies.
I love that movie.
What's this here? Okay, the Wrath of Khan. What is this one about the pioneers? Like Elon Musk are endeavoring to make transparent reality in regards to plans to help colonize Mars in the future. Here's hope. Because in the beginning of the movie, they were like on a planet kind of like Mars.
Yeah.
They got Khan. Cracks the science of making life from lifeless. So Genesis. So the idea of using Genesis to bring life to a dead Eliza.
Well, Khan himself is predictable because they can now use 3 separate different people to make one baby. They can use the genetics from 3 different carriers now to make a single child. And Khan was made up of like 5 or 6 different parents, you might say. Genetically, he's perfect.
Guys, people in the chat, we're going to talk about one more movie because I saw the movie on this next list. We're going to end it with this next movie, which I forgot how futuristic this next movie really is. If you haven't seen this one, you got to see it. There's the famous song by Oingo Boingo called Weird Science.
Weird Science.
All right, let's hear this. Okay. From the 80s, of course, a plan to create a magical and super cool lady friend by tossing whatever tech and Barbie dolls they had around the house into the computer like a Swedish chef. They attempt to create a Sentinel life predated the event of the 3D printers. By better part of 3 decades. While societies has yet to create a printer capable of producing living people to exact specs of Gary and White in mind, we can thank these 2 weird scientists for maybe putting this on the path. No, but think about this.
They can.
Now, the idea of the movie was everything they like about a person or in life, they were putting on the computer. Remember that David E. Roth, the music, and they have all this to find your perfect match. What are these doing apps nowadays? You put exactly what you want, what you're looking for, and it'll 100%. Come out to the perfect person. Now, it doesn't mean that perfect person wants to talk to you.
Yeah.
But you could do that nowadays.
Yeah, you could. Okay, I want her to have. I only want her to have one ear though. Something about not having one ear is just so hot. And then you could just have a person show up. Hi, I'm the one you selected. I have only one ear and everything you specified. You know, it's like, whoa, you could find anybody you want with the computer. Your match made in heaven. Yeah, and also don't forget they do 3D print live tissue now. They can 3D print live tissue. In fact, they're 3D printing steaks, meats, products that you can buy a steak that's been 3D printed, like using living cells.
Well, that sounds freaking gross.
Yeah, well, it's what they're doing. It's like going into the direction of Star Wars. Oh, no, Star Trek.
I want my piece of meat to have been walking around in the field last week.
I mean, the future, you're gonna be like, there's gonna be cows in your backyard, and you're like, oh, and then you go to your machine like in Star Trek, and you just have a steak printed. You could have a T-bone steak printed out.
I'll be like that guy in that episode of Star Trek when they find them and they've been froze for like thousands of years. They take they synthesize up some alcohol, and he takes a drink and he says, "That just don't taste right."
Yeah,
that's computer liquor. Because they don't synthesize the alcohol right. They're not going to synthesize the meat taste right. I want a real piece of meat. I don't want I don't want no genetic Jello jar meat.
I gotta give this person credit. That movie, My Science Project, is so underrated.
My Science Project, yes.
They break into the military thing. They go underneath and they find that little machine that takes energy, and it brings times to you.
Yeah.
You don't time travel back. It brings it all to present time.
Yeah.
Actually, Dennis Hoffman, he did go in time back to the hippie days.
Woodstock. He went to Woodstock. He went back to Woodstock. So he's the teacher, and he brought it in because that dude's a slacker, and he didn't build anything. He just brought it in to cheat, him and his buddy, Otto, whatever his name was, and then it turned out to be they hooked the battery cables up to it, and all of a sudden, whoom, this electrical plasma zaps into this room, and next thing you know, time is being folded in. And his teacher goes back to Woodstock, man. Dennis Hopper, right? Yes. That's such a good movie.
Well, let's find out what everybody's going to be doing here coming up. Now, like I told everybody, on Monday, there's going to be no live show. You'll probably have a lot of shorts, me being the mountains, because I don't come back until Monday night. So I'm going to be in the Olympic Mountains. I'm going to be researching the Bigfoot, trying to see he's out there. My daughter's going to be doing the camera person. Got my gear, got my paranormal gear. Yes, I'm also going to be searching for paranormal because I believe that some of the paranormal stuff might be the key to finding the Bigfoot. Who knows? Yes. I'm going to use my EMF detector. I'm going to use my ghost box.
Bring peanut butter.
I'm going to use that app, Spirit Talker, because I believe, in a theory, that Bigfoot talk to other Bigfoot using telephony.
Yeah.
They don't.
Right, Reggie. Right, Reggie.
Bring a digital recorder. Well, cosmic neighbors.
And a blanket.
Come on.
Bring a blanket.
Digital recorder. Come on. My kit has it all. EMF detector, my ghost box, which Bob and I use. We used it at the
worked great.
Black Diamond Cemetery.
It worked great. Yeah. Brought him in too.
So beyond that, Daily Dan, what do you got coming up?
I'll be doing a live stream Saturday night about 12:45 called 13 O'Clock Live. Everybody's welcome to check it out on the Daily Dan blog. And later on today, I'll be putting up a very interesting video. And I've just got 3 videos up on the blog, 3 in a row, that you can check out where there's a mysterious ball appears and then disappears. It's very interesting stuff if you got time to kill.
Oh, yeah. And I don't know how the internet's going to be where I'm headed to. So who knows if there is some, there ain't none.
Well, I don't expect you to watch. I was shocked you come last night when I was doing that little thing on the Danny Staten channel.
Well, a lot of the times I'm working on next day's show, and it's like, oh, Dan, and it sucks. That sucks. But I've been working. I get YouTube up looking for videos I want to use. Oh, Danny's on, and Danny puts me behind schedule.
I go on real late because that's the only time everybody else in the universe isn't on.
I know, right? That's the hardest part.
That's one of the reasons I do late night shows on the East Coast.
5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock are such hot spots that everybody's on.
You you're up against a lot of shows if you go on between 7 o'clock and 11 o'clock. That's why I tell people like Dr. Wu over here, wait till a little bit later to go on when somebody's went off.
Yeah, I do mine at 4:20 for that reason. It's 4:20, which everyone knows what 4:20 is. You know, that's when I do one. Again, I'm broke right now, but sometimes people put a quarter in the jukebox, and if they put a quarter in the jukebox, I could buy my goods and I can come on. But yeah, I always did it at 4:20. That's my little signature time.
Oh, when's your next show, Bob? When is yours?
Again, I'm broke. People put quarters in the jukebox, and when they do, I come on. So I could come on this weekend. I don't know. That's just how it works. That's my situation.
Beyond that, people, I'm gonna end the show. I gotta get some oil change done. Gotta go buy some stuff for tomorrow. I want to appreciate everybody coming. I know today's a different kind of a topic, but it's a fun topic. It's fun.
I liked it. We didn't talk about Howard the Duck, but that's fine. We always do anyway. That predicted everything. It predicted
we could always combine Howard into another type of.
We could do a whole show like we did on Howard the Duck before, man. Even the technology, Eric and I.
Oh, you know what?
My God.
We need to get Ron back on, and maybe next Friday we'll get Ron back on too, and we'll go into more of the further of the technology theory of bringing multiverses here that they did.
Howard the Duck.
Howard the Duck, and
the next computer. You and I found out that Steve Jobs put out his own personal computer. The next computer that was specifically sold to CERN. And all the information, we're like, holy cow, man! It's all came back from Howard the Duck. We did a whole. We could do another show on that, man. People don't even know half the story of Howard the Duck and the graphics and behind the scene and the computers used and Steve Jobs was involved in that whole production kind of a thing, man. It was insane information.
But people don't know that Steve Jobs and the next computer technically became Pixar. People don't know that.
It's a whole show. We're like, oh my God, we got into that rabbit hole, dude. We couldn't stop pulling out information.
Ron wants to do it, so let's do it next Friday because that's some technology stuff.
We're gonna go into computer graphics, Steve Jobs, all the different things. It goes right into CERN again. With their graphics card from the next computer, from Steve Jobs, and then goes into Pixar.
He got exiled from his own company, Apple.
Yeah, and so he went into a crazy direction, man. And man, wow, that is such a massive story.
And people, Danny just pulled up a book called True Cryptids and stuff that's the writer is Bigfoot Michigan Rob. There's people in our community that makes fantastic books.
Rob,
Connor Flynn, Amber's Paraworld. Even she has a book called The Dead in Me.
Yeah.
And you can get all these books on Amazon. You can order it right there and boom, get them. Rather, if you're going to buy a book, people, you should buy the book from the people from your own community. They're good books. They're good stories.
Well, people ask me about mythology and cryptids and all that stuff, and I immediately say you're going to have to buy Connor's book. And they're like, "Who's Connor?" He's Bigfoot Anon. He's put out a series of books specifically in detail about cryptids and mythology, and it's really, really, it's got a lot of information, and you can write in the book.
That's the best way. That's the best way to support your community, right?
Yeah.
You get good stories out of the book, and you help them, and it gets helps everybody get their names out there.
Yeah.
So get your copy today, and I'll make sure after the show, people, I'll put a link to Bigfoot Michigan's Rob's, Amber, and Connor's in the description. Give me about an hour. I'll put it in there. Beyond that, we'll see you guys next time, next Tuesday, and hopefully I'll have footage of a real live Bigfoot.
You will, man.